All right, welcome everybody. Today, Gordium is going to be working on. Wow, I don't love that the third person Gordium. Today, Neil and I guess on behalf of Gordium, I don't know how I'd say that. We're working on a lean canvas. This is the second step in our product process. So we gather ideas, we sort them into products and articles that we can write based on like if they're feasible to do at all. And then this is like the first test an idea has to pass before it starts to become a product. So this week's idea is, as an amateur, it's hard to know what plants make a complete protein. Neil, I think this was yours. Do you remember? I have like a
Yeah.
vague notion of this, but
Yeah. My mom's a nurse. So generally knows about the body. Um, and I don't know, there's times like when I live by myself, I will cook vegetarian, and she always brings up like make sure you're eating complete proteins. Um, so then yeah, but I don't know what what combinations of things actually make complete proteins, because a lot of times they don't. um yeah, so just trying to be healthy in making healthy choices.
yeah, well, I think there's another layer too beyond even protein is like iron is like you have to be really
Mm,
smart about it. Because my brother is a vegetarian, so I grew up eating a lot of vegetarian, and my parents had to work pretty hard to figure out like, yeah, like what just all nutrients.
mhm.
How do you get those?
Yeah, yeah, no, I think, well, yeah, in some ways, protein is an easy entry location,
Yes, it's a very
because
clear.
there's yeah, a set number of proteins, and it's easy to know which individual things have what protein or which amino acids.
Yep, yep. And I think this is actually a really interesting problem because I think a lot of now that I'm actually really thinking about it, I hear like I think it's Nutri-Greens. It's like a ad that I always hear on like Tim Ferriss and Dax Shepard podcasts. Like that takes care of nutrients, but there's no kind of equivalent for, I mean, there can't be an equivalent for protein. That's just like a quick packet. But I think that makes it kind of a knowledge problem more than a product problem, which is why I don't feel like this has been super well solved.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, I don't know where it is. I have a book called The Plant-Based Diet, and I'm sure that has it in there, but I don't remember it. So
Yeah.
maybe it's like a packaging thing too. Of like, do we need a fun jingle? Do you remember this? Something like that. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Oh,
So, you know,
you do a HelloFresh-esque meal service kind of,
yeah.
but kind of
Yeah.
interesting. We've had this idea has
So,
been set aside for so long.
what
New thoughts.
I sort of see several, problems,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, like when you say HelloFresh-esque meal service, that's increasing, what you can do, like showing possibilities of, it's sort of the show method, where it's like this is a good meal.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like a website that gives you a quick guide. That's sort of a tell, you know
Yeah.
where it's, I'm not telling you what to do with these lentils and this quinoa, or I don't know what actually makes your peanut butter and your bread. I'm not, if it was a meal packet, I would. And Jimmy, this should go in the problem section.
Oh, do you?
Right?
Yeah,
We should be filling out the
the lean canvas. Well,
yeah.
I feel like this thing is it's been so long, like it needs some TLC, you know.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
that's very true.
um,
Um
what do you want? What are we thinking here for the
yeah.
problem? How do we want to? Is it a knowledge gap or is it a?
Well, is it a knowledge of individual
Oh, or is it?
options, or is it a knowledge gap of meals?
I think it's individual options. Honestly,
Yeah, I
I
think
think that's the
that's
building block.
yep.
Um, I think the problem is plant proteins aren't complete.
Yeah.
That's, I think, the most succinct way we can say that. Existing alternatives. I'm sure HelloFresh has something like this, right?
Yeah, I mean a vegetarian meal service going non-vegetarian.
Yep.
Um and then there's, diving into the, you know, out of being an amateur vegetarian.
Like, yeah, like reading tons, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lots of reading. Or finding some community that thinks
Yep.
about this and knows about it. Which can be really hard. Solution. I think some
Yeah.
sort of simple web-based guide makes the
Yeah.
most sense.
Yeah. Like something as simple as, you choose, your one thing, right? So you choose black beans and it, says,
Right.
okay, black beans pair, you
With
know, with quinoa or lentils or whatever,
two.
um, to complete that protein.
That sounds really interesting. Key metrics.
Let's move on to customer segments.
Okay. Customer
Sorry,
segments.
we're still figuring out what order we want to do things.
Yeah, it told us a certain order to do things in, and we didn't really like it. So now we're off on our own bushwhacking.
Yep.
Customer segments. Well, I mean, there's vegetarians. I think one of the most interesting things here is like loved ones of vegetarians. Like, you know what I mean? Like my mom had to learn from scratch how to cook vegetarian. Like she's
Yep.
not a vegetarian. How would you word that?
People who cook for vegetarians.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a succinct way to say it.
I think that's very specific. I like that.
I also think, people transitioning from,
Ooh,
similar to me, transitioning to life on their own, right? And they might think, okay, I see some real benefits to being a vegetarian. And now I'm cooking for myself and I don't know how to cook, but much less I don't know how to cook vegetarian.
yeah, newbie vegetarians. I mean, I know you're adding that layer of people who don't know how to cook.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that covers it well enough. It's
Yep.
not perfect. Early adopters. Um,
I think me.
yeah. I mean, we could just build this for you.
Yeah.
I think people who like very analytical, like life optimizers a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Those are my guesses. You're kind of a life optimizer.
Yep.
All right.
Let's go to UVP.
I'm gonna add actually like post grad. I think every post grad student is looking for help. Okay, unique value proposition. I think
I go ahead.
online is one. Like I
Mhm.
think there's just so much well, maybe that's not the right way to phrase this. I'm thinking of just the fact that like I feel like online either get a recipe. Really, that's all I see online. I don't see like a good philosophy of like how to think about cooking. And then
Yeah. So
in books, I sometimes see that, but that's hard to
I think
obtain and
it could be really easy to be super simple, right? It's like you put in and simple and prescriptive, right? It's like,
Oh yeah, we're simple and clear.
yeah, it's not, go to table, 23 and that so shows you what has these amino acids, and then go to table 27 and it shows you the other ones.
Well, and I think dynamic.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
by doing this on the web, it's better than a cookbook because you can say black beans, boom, okay, without having to search through that table. That was a great way to put that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. High level concept. We are blank for blank. High level concept is like we are the we're the cattle drivers of Uber. That was a terrible example. Please save me, Neil.
um I am blanking on the word, and this is quite embarrassing. Um Heuristics. We
Oh,
we
yeah.
like we bring heuristics to food.
Heuristics for vegetarians.
Yeah.
That's good.
Doesn't quite follow the
Yeah.
pattern, but I think that's the best way to put it.
I think you have done every one of these. You're like strangely good at coming up with this.
No, the first one you got, I believe.
Oh, that's a surprise because I just have felt completely out of my element both times since. Unfair, unfair advantage next?
Yeah. I don't think we've got a very strong unfair advantage.
I think the unfair advantage is we have technical skills.
Yeah.
I think this is kind of an interesting intersection where, like, I feel like Tim Ferriss is the most technical approach I've seen to cooking.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not a developer who could build his own thing. Like he's the one of the most technical people I've seen think really hard about cooking.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree that would be our unfair advantage. Although not a super strong one.
It's really not. No.
Although, to be fair, I think in doing this, we sort of taking this very incremental approach and
Yeah.
distancing ourselves. It takes passion out of a lot of these, which is often your unfair advantage.
Well, what do you mean it takes passion out of a lot of?
Like, if so often, you know, you need sort of this relentless drive. And that is, the unfair advantage. And I guess more we just haven't picked up that relentless drive yet for these things, which I think is a good thing.
I see what you mean. Yeah, the people's
Right.
unfair advantage is often I will just outwork you.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
I love this idea. I am willing to put, 80 hours a week into it.
Yeah, I think it's good to have an unfair advantage outside of that, even if it's a
Yeah.
weak one.
Yep. Yeah.
Channels. Well, I think like food blogs. I think we could like advertise via food blogs. I think like TikTok is ginormous for food.
Yeah, I think pretty targeted advertising would be pretty
I think that'd be
effective.
very, yeah. I don't think it's that hard. I mean, I don't know. Facebook has all this data.
Yeah.
Um,
But I mean, it's like, okay, you search, you know, someone on a, you know, beginners vegetarian, like easy vegetarian meals. If they search that on, you know, some, yeah, they search easy vegetarian meals, you bring that up.
yeah, it's an SEO battle. Which I would love to really see how competitive are those keywords, and
Yeah. Yeah.
it'd be interesting. Um, Key metrics do you want to do, or
Yeah, sure.
this is the one that always kills me. Uh, I mean, it would probably be like advertising revenue. What
Yeah, it'd be
they
the
always say.
click-through rate.
Oh, you're right. Click through rate over time.
And then it would also be, you know, users.
Yeah, this is a numbers game.
So the click-through rate would be a leading metric, and then the users would be like a lag
Well, like
metric.
user churn would be
Yep.
probably be less. Are people using this consistently? Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta do a deeper dive over key metrics. I want to talk to you about lean analytics at some point. Oh no, that book expired today. Shoot.
Bummer, dude.
I think I still have my highlights, but I rage deleted my Amazon account. So
Oh, good.
we can talk about it later. Okay. Cost structure. I mean, really, our costs are just like web hosting
Mm-hmm.
and advertising, which is, I like both of those because you can scale them.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd want to build this custom. I kind of want to,
Yeah.
but then I don't know how to make it sure it handles everything correctly. So I don't know. Revenue streams, advertising,
Yeah. You either go like
and then
a free, yeah, an advertising or a subscription.
I don't think we're gonna win any battles on subscription.
Nope.
We're getting eyeballs. Okay. All right. So we now
Time
vote.
to rank.
We rank. We rank every one of these boxes 0 to 2. We do it separately on our own, and then we average them. And if it scores greater than 10, it moves on to labs, which we haven't really defined yet. So that's fun. But theoretically, this means we like build something for it. So okay, I'm gonna stop talking and start moving.
Jimmy, I've got a question for you.
Yeah, what's your question?
Do we have to do increments of 1, or can we do half increments?
You have to do increments of 1.
I don't like that.
I know. Well, I don't want to do math like that, so
That's fair.
That's kind of dumb, but all right. Are you done?
Yep.
I'm done. Did I keep track of voting somewhere here, or did we just average them? Did we keep track of who voted what?
No, we
I
didn't.
don't think that matters. All right. What'd you vote for problem?
Could I get a drum roll, please? A 1.
Oh, I voted 2. 1.5 it is. All right, solution.
I said 2.
Yeah, God, you didn't let me drum roll.
Oh, sorry.
So frustrated. Key metrics.
1.
What did I vote? I voted a 2. I'm done drum rolling. Just
Good.
So you know. Good. Unique value proposition.
1.
1 it is. I feel like we're getting pretty aligned here. Unfair advantage.
1.
Put 0, so 0.5. Channels.
0.
What?
I don't like those channels.
I don't know if it's we like them or not. I think they're good.
I just don't. I feel like CEO is, or sorry, wow,
SEO.
it's a good time to be a Neil. It's just an ongoing battle that I don't really think is a fun time fighting.
That's true. That's true. This feels like I'm trying to remember. Feels like another
Customer segments.
yeah.
I lost it. 0.
What? I had a 2. Why 0?
I just feel like it's not very defined and it's a transitionary period.
Oh, I think it's very defined, but it is a transitioning period. I will agree with you on that. I think that's a problem. Cost structure.
I said 1.
I said 2. Revenue stream.
I said 0.
I said 1. I don't know if this is gonna make it, dude. I thought this was a sure thing. 3.5, 5, 6, 6.5, 7.5, 8.5, 9, 10. 10. It means it passed, right?
Yep.
By the skin of its teeth. Well, I think this will be fun no matter what we do with it. Okay, I gotta remember how to do this. I'm just gonna say like 100 font. I don't want 1,000 font. And let's make that strong, a nice green. Okay. Well, folks, that's it. You will at some point see a lab come out of this and hopefully see our first take on the solution at some point. I'm excited to build this one.
Yeah, no, I think this one's nice because I think it's easy to get sort of a MVP.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's one of those we can just kind of throw out there and sit on for a while and we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like Google will decide whether it likes us or not.
Yep.
All right. Well, I will thank you everyone for joining us. I had no idea what to say. And we'll see you next week.